Hey, Seth, so someone told me that you sell owls.
I don't sell owls. What?
Yeah, but someone told me that you did.
Who?
I just heard one.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Drew.
And this is
Nerd Leading the Nerd.
Well, hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to another Nerd Leading the Nerd session where Seth plays video games, I watch, and I just keep talking. That's right, I don't shut my mouth for the duration of the episode. And I'll tell you this, Seth cuts out a lot of stuff. If you want to see all of that stuff, let us know in the comments. Seth, what are we playing today?
we are playing Donkey Kong Country. I played so much Donkey Kong Country as a kid, it's not even funny. Not only the first one, but the second one and the third one. And if I'm being honest, I do think Donkey Kong Country 2 might be my favorite. But
really?
Yeah, I actually think it's the best one because it's the first one that introduces Diddy Kong. Not Diddy Kong, or is that her name?
No, we've talked about this before.
I know, and we
neither of us. Tiny Kong,
something like that. I claim to be a Donkey Kong fan, but yet I don't know all the Kong names. At any rate,
I thought Diddy Kong was in this. I think he's in that barrel.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
The cool thing is about the second one is that there's like ships and stuff that you like swing through, but at any rate, we're playing one today because I do see Diddy Kong could always jump higher.
Yeah, but that can also kind of like throw you off when you're trying to do those tight platforms, and I think that has been my issue sometimes.
Well, and he can't get the big guys. See?
Oh yeah.
He can't jump.
He ran away.
He ran away because I got hit.
Get him.
He reminds me like he's like real upset that he's in that barrel too. Like he's like bum 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 bum.
Well, I mean, I would be, dude. I mean, unless I'm trying to sell me-flavored water for 15 cents.
Right on. I don't know. I didn't catch that reference, but
me-flavored water, 15 cents. For those not in the know, that is a reference to Disenchantment, a Matt Groening cartoon that is currently on Netflix, and it has wrapped up. I think they had 5 seasons. It wrapped up. The gal who is the main character is the same chick who is in Broad City, Abby, I think. I forget her name. And then, John DiMaggio does voices, Billy West does voices, and those are like some of my favorite characters. Dude,
speaking of Netflix, I literally stumbled upon this. I've been watching Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
Not the movie. The show, not the movie. Yeah. And I loved that movie as a kid.
Yeah.
And as an adult. I mean, it's just
sure.
A fantastic movie. But the show's really good, dude. And I just watched it on a whim. And apparently there's a season 2 and they're making a season 3.
Yeah. So I think I caught it on Hulu before. I watched all of season 1 and I liked it as well. I thought it was given off like True Blood vibes, and I was down for that. Season 2 is not on Netflix yet,
right?
But it may be on Hulu, like sort of like as it comes out, kind of a thing.
Well, I know it's on AMC. It's an AMC show.
Oh, okay.
And it's on AMC, like whatever they're.
I'm not buying that.
Don't even get me started, folks, on having 100 streaming services. We did an episode on Pluto TV talking exactly about this and why I think Pluto's great because it's for free. So go check that episode out if you haven't seen it yet.
There should be a card in the corner of the screen if we remember to do it.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was an awesome movie. And they wrapped up season 1 really well, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that was a nice little one-off. And then there was a little bit of a cliffhanger though, so I started doing a little digging, and I was like, what? There's a season 2? Whoa. So yeah, I might buy that a la carte on like Vudu or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm always down for stuff that I really like. I do want to have. Unfortunately, in this day and age, having a digital copy of something does not mean that you own it. And, that's total BS. But whatever, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Seth, what was your dream job growing up when you were a smaller Seth, a little guy? when you're sitting there in class and the teacher is like, with your crayons, draw a picture of what you want to be when you grow up. What did you want to be?
All right, so I don't know exactly how passionate I was about this, but
Okay.
I do remember telling my teacher at a very young age that this is what I wanted to be. So I wanted to be one of those people who, I guess, like, instead of storm chasing, you're like a volcano chaser, and
Okay.
you would like throw, I don't know, like a I almost said rope, but obviously it's not a rope. It must be metal or something. But they would like, basically they would take like magma samples from the volcanoes, and I must have like, where the heck did I come up with that? I must have like read it in one of those like DK, like encyclopedia books, but with the pictures. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure. Well, sort of. I mean, okay, yeah.
But yeah, that was like my dream job. I thought that I was gonna like move out to Hawaii or something and chase volcanoes and like take magma samples and like wear a wear like a suit that keeps me from burning up.
I mean, I will say though, volcanoes are not very mobile, so
Right.
you wouldn't have to do much chasing.
That's fair.
But no, dude, I think I respect that. I mean, I think anyone that saw Dante's Peak or the movie Volcano when they were a kid was inspired to do something like that. And I 100% get that, dude. I'm not going to make you ask me. I'm just going to say it because, whatever.
Yeah,
the
no,
pacing.
I'm genuinely curious now. Like, is yours as ridiculous as mine, or is it like just super generic?
Well, okay, so I was a very I should have known that I had brain problems as a kid because I was always changing what I wanted to do when I grew up. At one point, I did want to be a firefighter. I think I wanted to be an archaeologist, of course, because who doesn't want to be Indiana Jones,
Right.
But the one that really stuck with me and that I revisited and thought about as an adult is I wanted to work with animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian, or I wanted to be the guy at the zoo that takes care of like the rare animals and stuff, because I love animals, dude. I mean, my cats are the most spoiled and well-loved and taken care of pets out there, I believe.
Oh, I can attest to it.
Yeah, you know how much money I have spent on my cats. So,
dude, speaking of animal jobs, and that like goes right hand in hand with this, what you said is I was recently at our zoo, and one of the bird handlers, I guess you could call him.
Sure.
They did like a full-blown like bird show, which is, that's not out of the ordinary, right?
Sure.
You're like, oh, the birds will fly around, blah blah blah. But they like wrote original songs, and they were like parody songs. So he did one. I forget the guy's name, dude. I wish I could, because I was singing it that whole day. But he parodied the "I'm Just Ken" song.
Okay.
And the whole premise of the show is that he was just like he literally played, he said that he was a janitor at the zoo, and all he wanted to do was be a bird handler.
Ah, okay.
And he's like, oh, dude, I gotta think of his name, because it was something like, oh, dude, that's it. I'm just Bob. Anyone else could do my job. And he was like,
and most people think he's a slob.
And he was pretending to be a janitor, and just spoiler alert, in the end he becomes a bird handler for the zoo, and it was really good, dude. I mean,
that's cool.
It was very, very well done. Probably about a 20-25 minute show.
No, I dig that, man. I like, at times I have really wanted to work with like hawks and eagles and like those like birds of prey. And I mean, why would I pick a bird that could peck my eye out just because it's hungry? I don't know. But that's the thing, man. Like I just, if there was an opportunity, like that, one of those things where people are like, oh, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? And it's like, yeah, I'd probably study to be a veterinarian. I'd study different languages. I would invest in our channel, and then have like, well, because here's the thing, man. Like, what inspired me as a kid, and I don't know if anybody is gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. There were these video cassettes that were called Really Wild Animals, and Dudley Moore was the voice of this globe, and I think his name was like Spinny or Spinley or something. Now I'm confusing it with Stickley, I think. But dude, I loved those cassettes so much. I watched them over and over and over again, and like, that's why I knew what the basilisk lizard was, and all these different like weird animals and stuff. And what sucks is I can't draw worth anything, so of course like I couldn't make cool pictures and be like, oh, this is this, and do you want to know
make
some
like
fun
cool
facts?
field notes?
Yeah, dude. Like, and I love that aesthetic, dude. Like the
Me
field
too.
note. Oh, so good. I've seen some of your, like your preps for D&D and stuff, and like when you go all in, dude, I love it because you got like, character images and stats and stuff. It's very field guide. I like it.
Yeah, I definitely try to rip off that aesthetic. Like, I want people to think like, oh my, he's so cool. Like, he just
this is so original.
He just daydreamed that and he wrote it in that. Oh, dude, I keep freaking falling into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting, dude. Birds of Prey. It's so funny, like where this is headed, this conversation. But Birds of Prey. We can't make this stuff up, folks. It's really just pouring out of our mouths as I continue to fall
as you
into this
pour
pit.
down the deathly hollow.
So I was never afraid of Birds of Prey. In fact, like when I was a kid, my favorite animal growing up was an eagle.
Yeah.
And I had like I oddly enough, like I mean, I had my own room, which was cool.
Yeah,
but
of course, that's nice. Yeah.
But I had all these like eagle statues, and I would like display them proudly in my room. I think,
dude,
I
bet we have some of the same eagle statues, or had. I lost all of mine in a very unfortunate event that is personal, and I will not discuss on the internet unless I am being interviewed by someone that matters.
Oh, like if you were on the Tonight Show or something?
Well, no, like, some of those people that do interviews of like content creators, and they get, like, if Nardwar came up to me and was talking to me about stuff, or like
so,
that level.
What would he say? Something like, he'd be like, so I found this, does this eagle look familiar to you?
And I'd be like, oh. And here's the thing, like I had one, it was beautiful, and it was tall. It was like 16 inches tall, and it was an eagle with like its two wings up, so it's like in flight. And the again, like I was trying to get it quickly, and I wasn't thinking about it, and both of the wings broke off. I glued them back on there, but like he would be the one that would find that statue and like show it to me, and I'd be like, dude, what? How?
100%.
I was nothing back then.
100%. So I liked eagles a lot, but I was never like afraid of Birds of Prey. So
sure.
Fast forward to like, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, there's like, and shame on me for not knowing the name of this documentary immediately off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out in the comments if you guys know it. But I watched this documentary about this author who went to prison for murdering his wife.
Oh God!
But he claimed innocence, and
okay.
So the whole documentary, he was out, I think, as the documentary was being made, because I think he got acquitted eventually. The whole thing, there was like all these different theories on exactly, because they found her, and it was like he claims that he found her. It's like weird circumstance type stuff. Anyway, he takes the fall. They tried to prove his innocence, and there was all these like crazy theories. I always loved this as a kid because you could fly as the ostrich.
Oh well, I even liked the rhino one. Like you're just collecting gold stuff, and there's so many of them. I even loved this in like Mario with coins.
I love gold.
Yeah,
but
quality movie reference there.
So okay, in closing here, I want to come full circle with my story. So one of the theories, which I just thought was the craziest thing ever, was that because they found all these feathers at like the scene, they think that she was attacked because it happened at night.
Mm-hmm.
And she was attacked by a big, some kind of like really large species of owl.
Okay.
And like it like got her in the head and it like made her like fall down these stairs, and that's what ultimately got her.
Sure.
And it's just like the craziest theory, but it got me thinking. So like, I swear, dude, ever since I've watched that, every night I'm outside, I'm like, man, I really hope that I don't get attacked by an owl.
Well, okay, so based on where you live, I don't think owls are going to be a problem. Now, falcons and hawks, maybe, but, unless you have small animals that you're letting outside, you don't have to worry too much about it.
I think they live pretty rural, like New England somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of owl species that are in America. But yes, they are not always where the people are. And they probably sing that song, because they want to be where the people are. They want to hoot and see us dancing.
That's probably a great place to end this conversation, my friend. Hopefully you guys like this. I certainly do. I love playing video games and talking to my best friend, Drew. Let me tell you about my best friend, Drew. Well, let us know if you like it. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed to the channel, it's the best way to help support us. We sure do appreciate you guys.
And with all that being said, don't forget to come back soon.
Because we'll be playing Donkey Kong and waiting.